So this is part 2, where I show you how I do animations. If you want to see how I did the drawing, I'm gonna show you right now. Check out my other video. For animating, I use an app called Node Video. Now, I have 10 separate layers. Some of them are gonna be animated and some are not. I don't want the clip to be that long. I want it to be 5 seconds. That's enough. Of course, time is important here because you want to know how fast your objects are moving. The preview resolution is at 50% right now, which means it's hella pixelated, and that's okay. The size of the painting is 2048 and 2732 pixels. That's the size of my iPad Pro. First of all, I have a red background that's gonna stay there just as it is. Then we have this background, which looks kind of shitty on its own, but I'll make it spin. First of all, this is the center, so it's gonna spin around the center. Let's scale it up a bit. I want to blur it, so let's take the Gaussian blur. Yeah. And now we just have to make it spin. And I only need 2 keyframes for that. First keyframe, rotation. And then we go all to the end and rotate it as we like. I wanted to rotate to the right. So let's see how quick this is. That's too quick. Okay, so I set the last keyframe to -88. Okay, and we're gonna do the same with this one. It's actually gonna spin a bit faster. I'm choosing -100. So we have 2 circles just moving around and it's just the background. It's really dark in here. Let's get to moving things. For moving, I use puppet pins. I choose puppet pins and then I just apply puppet pins to everything. 3 will be enough. I made a more detailed video about that where I explain why I move certain things in certain places, the more basic stuff. This is just to show how I animate a full painting. You know what's not logical? The braid is curling and actually it's supposed to go like this and like this, but since it's already curled, you cannot not just bend it to the other side because it will look kind of off. But that's fine. Let me turn off my computer. I'm kind of aiming for that floaty, like everything's floating, like my hair is not... Well, my mic is connected to an amplifier and the amplifier is connected to my computer. Let me turn off my computer. With my computer turned off, there's no power, and without power, there's no sound. So I have to explain to you what I'm even doing. Because I have like 20 minutes of raw footage of me just making hand movements. Okay, so let's move on. I applied a keyframe to every single pin in the beginning. And that basically means that at 0 seconds, the braid looks like this. Now I move a bit further on the timeline. And as you can see, I move the braid and add a few keyframes as well. Which means that at this time, the braid looks like this. Pin 0 is gonna stay like this since it's acting like an anchor. Now to give it a bit more of a natural look, I have to adjust the keyframes a bit so they're not moving exactly at the same time. Now I want the braid to move back, so I copy the keyframe from the beginning and simply put them here. And for it to move up again, I just have to copy these keyframes and put them here. It's as simple as that. Just repeat these steps and you have movement. Still looks pretty stiff, right? That's why we have to use curves. The curves determine the movement speed between 2 keyframes. And as you can see, this is not a curve. This is what we want. Now if we apply it to every single keyframe, the movement will look way better. Look at it. Now this layer, which is just bald Makima, will stay like this. It's not moving. Now this layer, which is the tie, is going to move. So we just do the same thing again. Add puppet pins, apply puppet pins. Oh no, it looks unnatural. What the fuck was I trying to prove here? Luckily, we have rotation refinement. I put it up to 1 and it looks way better. Wait. Okay. We just simply have to add more pins. That's it. For animating, we just have to concentrate on pin 1 and pin 2. And now we just do the same thing over again. Don't forget the curves, and you're done. The tie is now moving. So this is the layer which is in the front, and I want to add a blending effect to make it look more transparent. Here I wanted to use linear dodge or just add, and for it to look even better, I went to the asset store and added lens blur as well as glow, because I wanted to glow. You can even choose the glow color, and I chose some kind of orange. Since I wanted to spin too, I just did the same thing like I did before with the background. So this is what we have for now. I also wanted to create the illusion that the camera focuses on the hand first and then on the body. So we have to use blur. Since the hand is in the front, I added lens blur again. And then for the amount of blur, I added 2 keyframes. And then I put the first one to 0. Now if you watch it, it looks like this. I turn on my Mac. Oh, look who's back. I have light now. And audio. How can one person be that lost? Okay, we want to blur the braid. So, this time it's going to be Gaussian blur because it's in the background. This is fine. 5 is fine. And now we make it the other way around. So first it's blurred and then it's sharp. And we do that with everything, with all the rest. Some things have changed. I added some effects to the background. You can see it here. Like, I don't know how to pronounce it though. And to the background and the foreground, I added something called turbulent distortion, which just makes it wiggle around. Like, this is what you can see. And it gives it a really cool looking effect. Something I also did, I put a shape mask to the bangs because the program kind of calculates it down. Without the mask it looks like this. It's pretty chunky. So I added this blur to get rid of the chunkiness a bit. And I think it works pretty well. And now I can just export it. And just like that, we're done. But I think most people don't know how much effort goes into this. But I love to do it. It's my passion. Maybe I gave you a chance to start animating too. Maybe you understand it a bit better. At least I hope so. Since it's getting even darker, the only light is coming from my computer. I have a new mic now, I have a working camera, I have a drawing tablet, but I don't have a lamp right in front of me. Yeah, I hope that makes you understand how I animate a little bit better. I don't know if I'm good at explaining, but I try. I hope you had fun. Bye.